right. Hi guys. Life After Relapse here. It's your girl Nicole Umberger, and if you're watching this on Facebook, this is Fresh Baked Wisdom. Some Fresh Wisdom Baked Daily. Sorry, got my own page on Fresh Wisdom Baked Daily. You can find me on TikTok as well. So I wanted to talk about mental, physical, and emotional relapse, and I wanted to talk about these stages because they're very important to know. If you are someone who is fresh in recovery, let's say that you've only got maybe a few months under your belt, these are important signs to look for. So with emotional relapse, you'll have mood swings, you'll have anxiety, depression, and inconsistent recovery program. You're not going to your meetings like you're supposed to. You're not staying sober like you're supposed to. Maybe you were addicted to pills and you're having an alcoholic drink with dinner. You need to cut out all substances that you can. If you are prescribed certain medications, such as a MAT program, that is okay. A lot of people are against MAT. Let me explain to you. It is dopamine therapy. And just like any other drug, yes, it can be abused. Alcohol can be abused. It's abused every day. Every day someone dies from a drunk driver or from alcoholism. Okay? Every 10 minutes someone dies from opioid overdose. Okay? From a drug overdose. Every 10 minutes. So by the time you finish watching this video, somebody will have died from an overdose. I mean, that is how real this is. So when we are trying to get sober, we can't play no games. You can't make any exceptions for an alcoholic drink. You can't. If you do that, you're going to start making exceptions for other things, because when you drink alcohol, alcohol lowers your ability to make cognitive decisions. So you don't want to be drunk. Inconsistent sleep. If you are someone who likes to stay up late and then not get up in the morning with your children, that is something that is inconsistent. Well, I just can't put my phone down. Can't, never could. Can't means cannot, when in actuality you are fully capable of putting the phone down. You choose not to. Then it's won't. I will not put the phone down. Then that would be correct. So when people say I cannot, we need to start correcting them. We need to start normalizing that. Can't, never could. Yes, you can. Emotional relapse is often set into motion by a life-changing event or trauma. In some cases, it is caused by the person getting complacent into recovery. Some people saying, oh, I've got 6 months, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. You better be careful what you say with your mouth. We talk about how words are power on this channel all the time. All right? I have lost so many friends because I simply won't sit back and let someone speak that nonsense over me. You better be careful, you're going to relapse. You better be careful. Don't speak that nonsense over me. That is some senseless BS. Do not allow people to speak that over you. And that is also why people don't always need to know what you're doing, what your plan is. Because we have the power to speak those things that are not as though they were. Please don't think for a minute that people ain't speaking your own death over you. I promise you they are. She might be clean now, but just wait a year. Wait until something devastating happens. This is another thing that you need to get right in recovery. Bad things happen all the time. All the time. You need to get used to it. You need to embrace it. The reason why you are going through a chaotic moment is because Great Spirit, Great Universe, Gaia, whatever you call it, because everybody calls it something different, is trying to vibrate all those old emotions, those old comfortabilities and complacencies out of you with this chaotic issue. Even the death of a loved one is meant to vibrate you to a higher frequency. The death of my father is what really got me interested in doing work on the other side of the veil. I knew when my father had cancer. I was sitting in bed. I was about to lay down and go to sleep. I had been home from prison, I guess maybe a month or so. And all of a sudden, no, I'd been home a couple months. All of a sudden, I was thinking about my daddy. My daddy was losing a lot of weight. He said it hurt to eat, it hurt to drink. He couldn't even drink water. And in my mind, I asked God to reveal what it was, and I heard cancer. Well, immediately I thought that was the devil. And I said, I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. But then I thought about it and I said, no, wait a minute. I picked up the phone, I called my daddy. Hurricane Matthew had all of Horry County evacuating at that time. My daddy was one of those, I ain't going nowhere. I said, please go back to the doctor. Don't go to the doctor you've been going to. Go to an urgent care and have them do an endoscopy on you. Please, Daddy, please go do this. And he said, baby, there's a hurricane. I'm like, yes, I know. Just please do it as soon as you can. Well, he went the very next day. I think his wife really pushed him when he told her that I had called and said these things. And he said, okay. And, I really thought it was something serious, and I'm glad that I heeded to that prompting. That was a prompting. Lots of us have promptings, and we don't even know it, y'all. Give me just a moment. I want to make sure this chicken is right. I decided to cook a little chicken today. I've been eating a lot of tilapia. I can't help it. I found this new oven fried recipe that is just divine. If you follow me on Facebook, you'll be able to see it. If you don't follow me, you should. But it's a lovely recipe. If you're looking for a good oven fried recipe, just look up oven fried fish. It is amazing. Look it up on Pinterest. They've got all kinds of delicious recipes. Okay, we're going to turn this down. We're going to... Alrighty, now, mental relapse. During the mental relapse stage, the person will begin to have doubts about their sobriety. They will start to glorify drugs and alcohol. They may start to formulate a plan on how to get high or how to get drunk. I can get high tonight and be fine tomorrow. So I actually witnessed this. I witnessed a friend of mine who was trying to get clean. She was staying with another friend of mine, and somebody was in town. She wanted to go see that person. She was making up every excuse to try to go see that person. And then when she found out that everybody had a problem with it, she was like, well, I'm going. And if there's drugs there, I'm going to do them. I'm grown. And I literally told her, if you do drugs, you're stupid. You know, my friend had kids. She was staying with somebody else at the time. It was just like, you going to throw all of that away because you want to get high. You know what I mean? So if you are around somebody who glorifies drugs, I mean, I've heard people say, oh, if I had some of that kind of dope, I'd do it right now. Why would you? What has doing dope ever given you? Please show me something dope has given you that is beneficial to you. Please show me. I guarantee you won't show me nothing that shooting, smoking, or doing dope has ever benefited you. Physical relapse. The physical relapse stage is when the person starts to drink or use a substance abuse. At this stage, it is too late to try and stop the relapse cycle. The best course of action is to get the person to stop drinking or using and back into recovery program as soon as possible. Medical detox may be required depending on the duration of substances used during relapse. So we all know about the physical relapse, but let's talk again about the emotional and mental relapse. Now, the emotional relapse mentioned anxiety, mood swings, depression, inconsistent sleep. Those are all things that a person starts going through when they first start detoxing. Okay, this can start in the early stages, the early first 3 to 6 months, okay? Now, what you're going to be looking for in the mental relapse is a person who has been isolated from the drug world, they've been isolated from the friends that do drugs, and in their mind, oh, I'm okay, I can do it one time and be fine. No, you can't, because if you do it one time, you're going to get right back into that setting with those people, places, and things. So the mental relapse is very, very important. Those are signs that you need to look out for with your loved ones who are in recovery. You need to pay attention to those signs. I'm not here to make anybody feel less than. I am here to help. I have family members, friends, very close friends that are still lost. I don't talk to them. They don't reach out to me. I understand why, because when I was doing it, I didn't want to talk to sober friends either, you know, until I had done, you know, I rarely ever did that, but it does hurt me. And I pray that some of them run across this channel one day and say, you know what, I can listen to this, even if I don't do it. And even if you don't do anything that I suggest on this channel, if you are an addict and you are using, just listen. Just listen. Yes, some of it's going to tick you off. The truth always ticks you off before it sets you free, baby. You've got to remember that. And I'm not here to tick anybody off. I'm not here to put anybody out on blast. That's not my purpose. That's not my plan. That's not my intent. I don't ever want to see another loved one of mine suffer through what I suffered through. I don't want to ever see a loved one of mine or a friend of mine lose their family, their children, to outside forces that aren't within the family. You know, I don't want to see nobody suffer from this. Okay, so the chicken's done. Let me get this in a container. I wanted to make this chicken for my babies. I mean, it's for me, but I do quite a bit of sharing with my dogs. It's just us, ain't it, guys? Alrighty. We're going to put this in the fridge right quick. This is going to be my dinner for tomorrow. We're going to have kale salad with oven fried tilapia. I absolutely love oven fried tilapia. Okay, so we've got that done. Alrighty, now I'm reading all this stuff off of Pinterest. So that's where I got my information. Excuse me. So I just wanted to go over that. I think a lot of people don't understand recovery. Let me tell you, I have a friend who's like, oh, I just want my loved one to get back to normal. Your loved one will never be normal again. You have to accept that. They will not be back to normal. I'm sorry. Recovery is not returning back to normal. It isn't really being someone without a mental illness or trauma either. It's being able to get up every day and do things that you never thought you'd be able to do. It's healing to the point where the past no longer holds you. It's having enough control over your life that you can feel really, genuinely peaceful, even after everything you've been through. And that creates an entire new person. So for those of you saying, oh, I just want my daughter back, I just want my son back, I just want them back to normal, they're never going to be back to normal. I'm sorry, they're not. And you're never going to be back to normal because you have experienced trauma. If you are the parent or the guardian of a loved one who is in addiction, or if you're the sole provider, caretaker for someone in addiction, you're going to have to get help with your trauma too. You are. And you're going to have to also learn, am I projecting or adding to this? You know, some people don't like it that they have to do a little bit of work. The loved ones that are centered around this addict, they're like, well, I just drink on the weekends, or I just have a beer with dinner and it's fine. I'm not an addict. Well, quit doing it then. If the alcohol isn't a problem for you, don't drink. Because right now, this loved one in addiction needs as many sober people as they can get around them. And the less people you have on board with that, the less progress you're going to have. Because that loved one is just going to see that glass of alcohol the entire time you are at dinner with them. They are going to smell the alcohol on your breath. The fact that you need a drink also shows that addiction stems in your life as well. We are not meant to rely on outside sources except for the one who created us. We are supposed to rely on the natural things. And people can say, oh, beer is good for you. You know what? There are a lot of things that are good for you, that have benefits for you, that have a lot of bad things as well. You know? So the point of it is, don't drink. It doesn't matter how good yeast is for you. If you want the benefits of yeast, go find something with the same benefits and get addicted onto that. So that's when everybody wants to start being, oh, I'm trying to be healthy. No, you're not. You're trying to be an alcoholic in the closet, and you need to stop it and come out and get help. I'm going to go now. I hope this blessed you as it blessed me. See you later, guys.